Welcome to the No Fear Podcast, where we praise and slander everything that isn't just important and culturally relevant in our lives, but yours as well. I'm your host, Glenn, here with my co host, Semaj.
Yo, yo.
And today, here at the No Fear Podcast, we're discussing a topic that is heavily in rotation in today's society. And that topic is about mental health, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I mentioned how it is in heavy rotation, but you know, how much of a conversation are people having in depth about it, right? Just regular everyday people.
Yeah.
Not your doctors, not your physicians, just everyday people, you're working, your average working man. How much are they having a conversation? But how much do they know enough to have a conversation
Yeah.
about mental health? Right. And I think that's the important thing here is being able to understand it and just comprehend. Like you don't have to understand what every diagnosis is, every symptom criteria
Mm-hmm.
from like the DSM-5 TR for those who may know what that is. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's not something that I think everybody should know. I mean, if you do know, if you have that knowledge, you're privileged to that knowledge. Great, amazing, but just starting from the basis of just kind of having a surface level understanding
Yeah.
of what mental health is. So I want to ask you, bro, where do you think your surface level of understanding is in regards to mental health?
Real low.
Mm-hmm.
Uh Mental health is it's a word or it's a term that I've heard millions and millions of times, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not it's a topic that I'm not really knowledgeable on that to where it's like I hear it a lot, but I don't understand it because I hear from multiple different types of people.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand mental health goes a long way,
Right.
but it's very confusing to me because what I would think mental health looks like, it's like that's not what it appeared to be.
Uh-huh.
I would hear from this person who seems naturally, they seem normally fine,
Uh-huh.
cool, but I would see it from a different other person's perspective. I would see it and be like, okay, this person actually seems like they actually have mental health
Mm-hmm.
and they're really, and pretty much like I'm a confusing person when it comes to mental health. I'm not understanding it
Mm-hmm.
because I'm confused in a way from where it's like, yeah, like not to talk in circles, yeah, like I see the shit, I hear about it all the time, and it's just like, yo, like,
Like, what do you mean you're
yeah,
mentally ill in that type
yeah,
of aspect? Like, what are you exactly trying to tell me?
yeah, like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like I'm just blank.
Mm-hmm.
I'm completely blank with it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, I mean, man, without digging too deep, right? Without
Hmm.
getting too scientific with it, because honestly, I probably wouldn't know how to articulate it in a simple way. But you know, like you said, but you said it right. Mental health comes in a wide variety of facets, right?
Yeah,
Um, and you know, honestly, it is. I would say it is something that's a little bit difficult to define due to the fact that it's so in school they used to call it abnormal psychology, right?
yeah,
But but then the more politically correct that we get, what is quote unquote normal behavior,
hmm,
right? What is so what constitutes just being a normal person,
hmm,
you know? Because when it comes to like anxiety and depression, all that shit, those are just symptoms that everybody feels. Everybody feels anxiety at some point in their life.
yeah.
Everybody feels depressed at some point in their life, right? So
Is depression and mental health like do those fall like are those the same?
Well, okay, so look,
Well,
right.
mental health is something like yeah, like it's something like yeah, like it sounds like a long, more long of a period of time people go through. Rather depression, it sounds more short term.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. So, okay, so I, to my knowledge, okay, when people discuss mental health, right,
Yeah,
they are always, or at least they should be discussing. Honestly, I would say they should discuss both long term and short, whatever the criteria is. So, so what you're saying is, whatever, if the person meets whatever criteria, right?
yeah.
So, okay, so typically to get a mental health diagnosis, um, you will need it should persist for up to like 6 months, six
Mm,
months or more. They all vary, but typically, typically the time period is six plus 6 or more months, right, of
mm-hmm.
persistent day-to-day depression, right?
Yeah.
But since we're on the topic of depression, right, you
Mm-hmm.
got different types of depression. You have major depression disorder, you have persistent, you have cyclomania, you have uh 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 postpartum
Postpartum.
depression, all of that. And those are all like different. I mean, the criteria is different for it, but just to answer your question, I
Mm-hmm.
would say most people are discussing, you know, it should be discussing both, but I feel like they're discussing like long term, like chronic, like
Mm-hmm.
long periods of mental health and all that shit.
Okay. Another question: Is there a I don't want to necessarily say a cure. Is there a way that mental health can be completely like
No,
wiped out?
no. I mean,
So mental health is a forever thing.
well, yeah, that's what I was taught. That's what I'm taught. Like, and
Okay.
that's what most of the research points to, right? Once you are secure of a diagnosis from a like a actual uh mental health profession,
Okay.
once you secure of a diagnosis, that shit is pretty much forever. Like, you're gonna have to be on medication, if your diagnosis permits medication,
Mm.
right? So, so
Okay.
like
Okay.
for schizophrenia, depression, anxiety, um everything under depression and anxiety,
Mm.
things like that. Those do require actual medication,
Mm.
and that person has to take that medication for the rest of their life. They'll get to the point where they feel like they don't need it, but that's just the medication suppressing it.
You know what's crazy?
Hmm.
Everybody, like mostly, I'm not gonna say everybody. I'm gonna say a good 95% of people.
ADHD as well, medication.
Yeah, a good 95% of people I've talked to or have known that said they've been battling with mental health. They don't take medication.
Hmm.
They don't take their medication.
Yeah.
And I get it. I get it to a certain extent because some
Hmm.
people they don't want to feel like a plant, or they don't want to feel like they're being controlled, or they don't want to feel like they're not
Right.
their natural selves.
Right.
But it's like help is help,
So here.
and
Uh huh.
I got a problem with the people that you say you got something it's fucking you up mentally,
Hmm.
and it is ruining a lot of your relationships and stuff like that. You feel like it is. You feel like it's got a it's controlling you in a bad way.
Hmm.
Yo, what's up? Why you not?
Hmm.
Are we taking an action here
Hmm.
to actually trying to do something about it?
So you're referring to just all around treatment, like
Treatment, yeah,
therapy, medication. Okay.
whatever it is, yeah,
Uh huh.
that that will benefit you in a positive way when it comes to helping you with this.
Hmm.
Nobody I've really known, I really never talked to a person that said they had mental health and then like, yo, like they said like, yeah, I'm taking medication or I'm going to therapy or I have a doctor who
Right.
is prescribing me this.
Hmm.
It is rare that I have ran
Hmm.
at people. To most people, they just deal with it and
Right.
then just go on life.
Let me ask you this, right? Are these mostly because culture plays a big role? Are these black people, or are these like a diverse group of people?
diverse group of people.
Okay, you smiling on
Yeah.
it. So I will say this. So I will say this,
It's a
right?
diverse group of people. Yeah.
Well, I will say this, right? Because so sticking to. I got two ways to answer this, right?
Yeah.
From a African American perspective, and
Okay.
just for people, I guess, just for people in general, right?
Yeah.
So for people in general,
Mm-hmm.
um, I personally don't know the answer to the pushback of medication nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
I hear the same thing, right? I know people who have ADHD, who have anxiety and whatnot, and you know they're against medication, right? They don't
Mm-hmm.
take right. They say they don't take their meds. They don't
Mm-hmm.
like the feeling of it, whatever. And now I can't tell them how they feel about taking medication.
Yeah.
I'm not like I don't have these disorders, so I don't know what it feels like. So I don't know right. So I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what they go through. But I have seen I am beginning to see like a wave, and it may not be new. I just maybe just new to it, like a wave of people who are against it. And along with that in therapy, I guess you have the element of listen, being told almost damn near all your life that you were different and that you felt different from other people,
Yeah.
and being put on medication or being referred to therapists is sort of like a confirmation in a sense to a lot of people, like, oh, I am crazy or something, like, because that's all they've been told. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like for a lot of them, it's a little bit of a in a way a reality check that's a lot that's painful. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people may not want to step up to the plate and say, you know what, I do have, I am suffering from depression, or I am suffering from anxiety,
Yeah.
or I do have an eating disorder,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it needs to be checked. But sometimes a lot of people are just in denial about what they have. And
Mm-hmm.
since a lot of people are educated about it neither, parents and friends, whatever their peer group is, they can't give them good advice on how to receive treatment.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Have you have you ever have you ever like
Uh-huh. Go ahead.
dated anybody with mental health, depression or whatever?
Have I ever dated anyone with
Or
any
any
type of mental health mental
yeah.
I'm gonna use this
Or
term
talked
I'm
whatever.
gonna use the term psych disorder.
Yeah.
Well,
Talk to text, whatever.
you know what? So I'm off the top of my mind, I can't recall, the many a times that whatever female I may have had relations with, if they had, I can't point to individuals whom I know currently, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who I've come in contact with currently, who've expressed to me that they suffer from X, Y, and Z,
Mm-hmm.
right? But real quick, I want to preface one thing before I touch on the African American perspective real fast.
Yeah.
So I want to say this, right? Mental health doesn't stop at psychological disorders, like a PTSD,
Mm-hmm.
or a personality disorder,
Mm-hmm.
or a sexual disorder, or whatever and
Yeah.
whatnot, right? It doesn't just stop there, right? You have these sort of we all suffer from thinking errors and cognitive distortions, things that kind of just weigh on our mental daily, right?
Yeah.
That kind of prevent us from seeing things in a positive way,
Mm-hmm.
and behaving also in a positive way,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I just want to clear that up too, because when we talk about mental health, we shouldn't be only just discussing psychological, just diagnosis, right? Things that
Right.
require medication and also therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Now,
Cool.
discussing mental health from a African American perspective, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We've been taught all our lives, suck it up, you know. But also we've been put in positions as African Americans that we aren't even awarded the time to even, you know, ponder our psychological conditions,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
just due to a lot of systemic oppression, right?
Yeah.
So we don't even have. So a lot of the times, I think was it 50? I think 50 Cent, and I'm gonna butcher this. I'm gonna butcher the quote. I'm gonna butcher the fuck out of it. But I think he said like something along the lines of like mental illness is like a privilege for some people because nowadays people are awarded like time off, from their daily duties, whereas back then you wasn't given that ability to just stop going to work. When you was mentally like he lived
Mm-hmm.
with, like like your grandfather, you live with your grandfather, your grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he got to pay the bills.
Yeah.
So you got to get up every morning, and he might have some depression. He might
Yeah.
have some anxiety about all the pressure that he got to deal with going to work.
How do
Getting
you
to
feel about that though? How do you feel about that?
about
That statement?
50 cents.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, he has his own interpretation of it. I look at it as, in a sense, it's not as offensive as people may seem
No.
appear to be. I just think he looks at it as, because 50 is a smart man, but I think he looks at it as, it's a topic that is being taken seriously and into consideration, just due to the simple fact that people are awarded, leniency when it comes to their, their psychological health.
I mean, yeah, I think it's just as simple as man. People, we gotta. I mean, yes, we all going through. We all got a story. We all got a sad story. We all can say something on our can bring up something in our past that that may take a toll on us still. There's something that we still think about that may be traumatizing in a way.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean depression or mental health.
Right.
It just means that like life goes on,
Mm-hmm.
and we still got to get up, go to work every day. We
Mm-hmm.
still bills got to be paid,
Yeah.
and we not finna sit up here and have a pity party for ourselves and just be like, this happened to me.
Yeah.
I need to I need to deal with it.
Yeah. And I feel like that. Now that what you saying could be a big discrepancy for a lot of people nowadays, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Some people may disagree. I mean,
because
may have a problem with that.
at some point where do you draw the line of you having an actual disorder and you're just feeling sorry and being lazy and not
It
putting
really
in
it,
forth
it
work?
really just depends on the person and what the fuck happened to them. In my
Absolutely.
opinion,
Well,
are
well.
there some situations where it's like, yeah, okay, I could see how this could fuck a person up
Hmm.
mentally.
Hmm.
Yes, 100%. Am I taking that out of the whole conversation? No, I'm not. But it's just like
Well,
certain shit is just certain shit where people we all been something in our past where we probably went through and it was the same. And I get it. Some people could handle certain shit.
individuality
Yeah, like
for
not
the most part.
everybody can handle the same amount of type of pressure or whatever it is.
Mm-mm. Right.
I get that. I get that.
Right.
But
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
it's
Absolutely.
being used too much as an excuse for a lot of shit.
So you think people are using mental health as a scapegoat for
There's a lot of people that uses mental health as an scapegoat. 100%.
to try to justify some of their
They're in
behavior?
a lot of different situations, whether it comes to relationships, whether it comes to their work habits or people they're interacting with,
Mm-hmm.
or whether it comes with their career, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
People use that. There is a lot of people that use that as an excuse.
So, and do you feel like you're like on the side of, I don't know if you're telling the truth or not. Like I can't
Yeah,
tell.
well,
Like
yeah,
you're
like I
saying this,
said,
but I don't know if this is
yeah,
real.
100%.
Uh huh.
I'm not an expert on it because like I don't think I've ever experienced mental health, like having depression and having I've been through stuff before in my life, 100%,
Mm-hmm.
but I never let it stop me to
Mm-hmm.
where it's like, I need to go see someone or I need to go talk to someone.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying everybody's experiences requires that
Mm-hmm.
or everybody, you know, that everybody is tough enough to handle things to where they can just move the fuck on because everyone has a different story. And is there some people out there, like I said before, yeah. There's some people, yeah, where they need, you need to go get some help. That's crazy shit you've been through.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I think a lot of people use mental health as an escape or as an
Mm-hmm.
excuse to whatever the fuck they did, whether it's cheating, whether it's treating people in your circle bad because you're going through some shit, whether it's, people in your circle trying to offer you help and you not taking it.
Right.
You use it, then you want to come back later and say, yeah, well, I was dealing with I've been going through mental health, I've been going through depression. Yo, man, come on.
Fuck out of here with that.
Like, yeah, man, like at the end of the day,
I'm I'm gonna tell you what,
you
man.
want to ruin relationships because of that. Yo, man, get the help, man. I actually want to do something about it. I applaud those people that actually want to do something about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's actually accepting and taking in the help.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get to just all be like, oh, these people backstabbed me. They wasn't there for me. When they offered you all the fucking help in the world, they
Mm-hmm.
was willing to take you to this doctor. They was offering you suggestions and stuff like this, because they actually cared.
Right.
And I feel like, yeah, that's unfair to those people that was down. That was really, that's because I ain't gonna lie, dealing with a person with mental health, that shit is like a full-time job. That's like a full-time fucking job.
Well,
People that's with really got mental health.
yeah. So look, right. So okay, two things I want to answer, right? So first thing, listen, right? For anybody for anybody out there that you know who are like uh displaying some type of behavior that's negative towards their loved ones, friends, and family,
Mm-hmm.
and if they, because I can't speak for everybody, but if they know that they genuinely aren't dealing with anything that could that is perpetuating this behavior, then yeah, they're trash for just peddling off that
A
they have.
lot of people want a fucking pity party.
Yeah, I feel like those people. I feel like those people and have people like that.
Yeah,
Are there people like that out there? Absolutely. I wouldn't. I would say I don't know the statistics. I don't know, but if I would have to guess, yeah, there are definitely people out there who use, and I'm pretty sure there are people who have actual mental disabilities, but they still use it to their advantage,
yeah.
right?
But I think those people like y'all ruining it for people that actually
Yeah,
have
yeah.
mental health issues that's been through shit that really fucked them up.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
I feel like it's both sides of the coin. There are people who don't have it that use it to their advantage, and
yeah,
there's people who probably do have it and just wear it like a badge of honor. Like, I have this, so you can't. You
yeah.
know,
Using an excuse to do what the fuck they do.
right, right. And I'm here to tell you that those type of people,
Can't fuck with.
those type of
I'm
people are pretty trash, right?
some type of people I've been
But I'm gonna tell
hearing
you
the shit from mostly lately.
now.
Mostly.
I'm gonna tell you the discrepancy though.
Mm-hmm.
When people, when somebody is really going to do something, but people aren't giving that person the satisfaction,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
When they are labeling that
There's
person,
there's tons of people out there like that.
when they are labeling that person as crazy, insane, like imagine hearing like stupid, incompetent, right? Imagine hearing that, but you really got something wrong with you. You really have like borderline personality disorder, and
Okay. Yeah.
people and like you said, people don't really, when people have these actual disorders, people don't like, we don't normally know how to interact and handle those type of individuals, right? we,
Okay.
we just don't have the capability to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Simply, it's not fair. It's like an imbalance in life, but it's just what it is, right? So yeah, there are people
Okay.
who use it for a negative
Okay.
purpose, and people who are
Right.
subjected to negative qualities of life as well because of
Okay.
that. But go ahead.
All right. I'm gonna
Uh,
give. Let's put an example out there.
okay.
Somebody famous. Ryan Garcia.
Mm-hmm.
Recently he's been saying he's gonna go to rehab. He's been battling, mental health.
Right.
After the whole racist shit he did,
Yeah.
said, now how do
Yeah,
we
that bullshit.
how do we feel about that? Is that considered? Are we taking that seriously? That as mental health or depression or whatever?
Okay.
Because he's came out, like, tweet a lot. He tweet a lot, and he been saying shit about, he been battling mental health, depression. He's going to rehab. All this after the racist shit, the estrogen and all that other shit.
Man, has he ever used mental health as an excuse before? Is this the first time he's ever like came out and tried to say some? Because Ron Garcia, he's done some wild stuff before,
Yeah.
but to this magnitude, and it's usually a trend. I mean, that's usually a trend with celebrities in general, right? Get put get put in a trap in a deadly position where their careers could be possibly over with. First thing they shoot for is, oh, I'm dealing with this, I'm dealing with that,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And it could be true, but after so many patterns of that shit, it's like, okay, we can't really believe if you really have something wrong with you or not, right? I don't know. He could have, but he also be on some bullshit though.
Yeah.
You also be on bullshit. So how do we know if you really telling the truth? Because you always just in the media saying shit all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But now you coming out and look, he a boxer. He's taking some hits. He got knocked out by Tank.
Yeah.
You get knocked out by
TKO. Yeah.
right. I mean, so there's definitely some hemorrhage, some brain hemorrhage there. But now, do I know for certain if he has anything? No, absolutely not. Now, does that excuse his behavior? Fuck no. As a black man, the shit he said, he should have got it fucking punished for that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. At the same time, he can't just be going around saying that type of shit now. And I don't know what mental disability, people just go around just saying all types of shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's mostly exhibited through your behavior, not the shit you say.
Mm-hmm.
I can sit here and say shit all the time. Just
Yeah.
I can say some offensive stuff, right? Some stuff like Ryan Garcia said, but I'm not, clinically diagnosed with anything.
Yeah.
So I mean, look, man. Yeah. So to answer your question, look, yeah, he could be using it, but that's always been like the PR stuff
Mm.
for everybody. Diddy did it.
Oh shit. Hey man, stay off of Diddy, man. Nah,
Man,
nah, 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 nah,
he did that.
nah, 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 nah.
Uh, you know,
I ain't going there.
uh,
Nope. I ain't going
I was
there.
fucked up.
Hey,
You
nah, B,
know,
nah, fuck, nah, nah, nah,
I'm
no,
disgusted then. I'm
no,
disgusted
no,
now.
no,
You
no. I'm gonna
know,
stop you. Ryan Garcia. I'm gonna tell you how I feel about it.
all right, go ahead. I'm disgusted then. I'm disgusted now.
This nigga, man,
All right, go ahead.
this
My
motherfucker.
fault. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Man, right, all right, man. How I feel about it, I agree 100. I agree 110% what you said. You don't, man. Listen, goes back to where I said, how do we define what the fuck mental health is? What
Mm-hmm.
depression? You got motherfuckers like I said, you got motherfuckers like Ryan Garcia come out, say some crazy racist shit, get kicked out of, get or temporarily kicked out of boxing,
Mm-hmm.
and and then get to come out and say, oh, I'm battling with mental health. I've been having mental health. Like, no, you need to stick to what the fuck you said, stand on it, and accept it like a fucking man. It is what it is. And I really hate motherfuckers like that because that's the type of people I've been dealing like I've always been interacted with.
Mm-hmm.
They always want to lean on that as a getaway to get out of what the fuck they did or
Mm-hmm.
said.
Yeah.
I hate that shit. And that
Yeah.
shit is annoying.
Yeah.
And I don't believe in my opinion, he shouldn't get no pass at all. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he should even have an opportunity to box again. Basically, mainly off of just that steroid shit alone. You
Oh
shouldn't
yeah.
be able to box again at all.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a different story. But now you come into this shit. All right, bro. You said what you said, but all right, bro, about Muslims and whatever. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
You could say, man, I feel like people just have the right to say whatever they want, whatever. Cool. But you coming out with this mental health shit now, like as an excuse for people to feel sorry for you. I don't fuck with that. That shit is annoying. I hate
Yeah,
those type of people.
I mean, like you said, like yeah, like I said before,
Because like you said, like a perfect example of what you said. I could say some shit. I could say some offensive shit right now. Am I gonna go and say, yeah, yo, I've been battling mental health.
I'm be like, he's all right.
You know, like yeah, that brother right there, he fine. There's nothing wrong with him.
There ain't nothing
There
wrong with
is
him.
nothing wrong with him.
Yeah,
I can honestly tell y'all, there is nothing wrong with him.
yeah.
I could say some shit right now, man. That'll get but
I just think that's just the obstacle that we got to deal with.
and I
People.
think those type of people they're overshadowing
Yeah,
the people that really is dealing with this shit.
yeah, and I feel like that's the obstacle, unfortunate obstacle of just life that we have to deal with.
Yeah.
Um, it ain't always going to just be fair and balanced that way. You're going to have those people who ruin it. Essentially ruin it for everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got those people that's gonna ruin it for everybody else. And like I said, if 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 that's really the case, I'm not saying Ryan Garcia doesn't have anything wrong with him. From that he's dealing with from his
Ain't nothing
childhood.
wrong with that motherfucker,
Listen,
man.
hold on, but look, he could deal. Listen, he could have something that's he could have some type of issues with his some type of
When this
identity.
motherfucker winning his fights, man, he the most wildest, craziest motherfucker going around talking crazy shit, going on live. He the most happiest, joyful motherfucker ever. Nah, man. Nah,
But
man.
but look, that's a lack of control. Hold on, but that's a lack of control over your emotions and your impulses. There, right?
Yeah.
Listen, everything going good for me. I just want to fight or I just want to game. Oh, I'm living it up. You see me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, man. I'm talking shit. I'm popping my shit. Yada yada yada. Can't nobody fuck with me. Yada yada yada. Right? But the
Yeah.
moment I lose, you know,
Yeah.
it's World War III outside.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The apocalypse is on its way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down bad. That's a lack. I mean, that's a lack of control over your emotions and and your impulses, which can be taught. Which
Mm-hmm.
can be dealt with. Because I know a lot of people that lack those as well. And I mean, and those aren't exactly like disorders. I mean, they can fall into like the criteria, the symptoms of one, but
Mm-hmm.
just having like a lack of emotional control in a way,
Yeah.
yeah, that is a mental illness because you're influenced by what happens to you
Mm-hmm.
and you go 100% into it. So like now, so if he's dealing with that, that's cool. He needs to talk to somebody and learn some skills and get some training to help fix that problem. But again, like you said, he shouldn't be let off the leash, off the hook for the shit he said though. You still got to be held accountable
Yeah.
at the same time. And that's another problem. Like, how much do you hold a person accountable to their shit? And listen, it's just gonna just take
It's up to the
education.
person at the end of the day first. They have to want. They have to want to. They got to
Oh,
want to get that help, and then they have to be like, "Yo,
a-
what the fuck I did was wrong," or
oh, absolutely,
type shit.
absolutely. Listen. There's only
Accountability.
yeah, there is a percentage of accountability that even the worst of the worst.
Accountability is not an attack, people.
Right? Like, yeah, I mean, they don't need to hear that from us. Plenty of health professionals would will let an individual know, like, when they have a conversation with their doctor or their family, right? They're going to ask them, okay, listen, is this something, are you sure this is something that you want to do? Like, you may need this help, but if you don't want to do it, whatever I got to supply for you ain't gonna do nothing for you, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
even if you're dealing with, like I said, uh bipolar 1, anorexia, bulimia,
Bipolar 1.
yeah,
What
bipolar
does it
1
go to
disorder.
10?
No, it goes they only number it to 1 and 2, but
Oh
bipolar
shit.
1 is the most severe bipolar disorder though. It includes major depressive disorder and manic episodes,
Wow.
right, followed by manic episodes. Now, I'm glad you brought that up. Misconceptions and stereotypes.
Okay.
A person that can just flip the switch from being happy, sad, angry, all that, that's not bipolar disorder.
What is that?
That's just a lack of just emotional control.
Okay.
right? But that's not bipolar disorder. You wouldn't a person wouldn't look at that, like a real physician wouldn't look at that and say, oh, that person clearly has bipolar disorder.
So like a person that's just constantly, that's on some crazy shit, and out of nowhere when they feel like it, and like they want to be on some
Like
cool
you mean
shit.
like at the drop of a dime?
Yeah.
So I guess a person that's behaving sporadically like
Hmm.
that. I mean, that's not bipolar. I mean, listen, there are so many other disorders
A lot
that
of people think that shit is attractive because they be like, they feel like a lot of women and men, because they be like, you getting two people in one relationship. Basically, I'm one person.
that's new. I never heard
I'm
that.
this. I'm this way, and
Hmm.
then I'm this way another time. It's like, what the? Come
That's
on.
new. I never heard that.
I hear that a lot. I
Really,
hear that a lot.
really,
They
no
think,
shit.
they think a lot. Some people think that, yo, like, because I'm acting this way, and then I act this way another time, they feel like another person would like. And there probably are people that like that shit out there, but they feel
Oh, what?
they making it seem like, oh, you getting two people, and you basically getting two different, types of people in one relationship.
That sounds like a strategy for seduction to me. Like just like throwing mixed signals out, blowing hot and cold air type stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know how those people are behaving. But I didn't know people were saying that. But going back to what we're talking about, yeah, that's not but yeah, that's not like bipolar disorder though.
Okay.
Being able to like switch gears, like 1 minute I'm this, 1 minute I'm that. And to be honest, I really can't point to what disorder that would be or what criteria would like, but it's not bipolar though.
Hmm.
You know, um, I'm trying to think. What's another misconception about um about mental health, man? Man. Oh well, I know. Borderline personality disorder. There's a lot of mood imbalance,
Hmm.
right? Where a person can feel extremely attached to whatever mood that their external environment gives them, right? So if somebody calls them bad news, you know, they're just pouring out in tears, types, or
Mm.
not necessarily pouring out in tears, but just however they express feel,
Yeah.
getting bad news, right? They may get angry, they may get sad, or however
Right.
they express it though.
Right.
But it's like it's to the like they fall 100% into that emotion,
Wow.
right? But when they're happy, they giddy, they moving around, they got energy, all that type of stuff. So like personality disorders could definitely fall with that because it's your personality, right?
Mm.
Um, oh, okay, antisocial personality disorder, right? People hear that, and you hear the word antisocial,
Yeah.
and people throw that around about
A lot.
I'm antisocial,
I'm
antisocial.
antisocial.
You said
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. People say that a lot.
Right. I just want to let people know that yeah, antisocial personality disorder is not somebody that
Doesn't
does
talk.
yeah that doesn't talk, that doesn't like to, yeah, that doesn't,
I didn't know that. I didn't know
that's an
that.
introvert in a sense, right? No, 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 no. But you got to think of like what it is to be social, right? There's more things to just being social to just being able to hold a conversation with a person, right?
Mm.
Being mentally just cognitive, like being just cognitively aware of other people and being courteous of other people,
Mm.
you know, and knowing that, I'm going to leave this here because the next person might want it. That just all types of other stuff. Being on the
Yeah.
road, just driving, everything, like just being into society as a whole,
Mm.
you're behaving in a way that is social,
Yeah.
right? And you don't even have to be speaking to anybody,
Yeah.
right? But people with and being social is also having like mood, like some of that like emotional engagement with yourself as well,
Yeah.
right? So people with antisocial personality disorder, they don't feel any of that emotion. They don't feel any of that, like nothing towards humanity, towards people, towards anything, right? They're
Mm-hmm.
essentially like psychopaths in a way,
Wow.
like, and they will do things to manipulate you to get what they want from you. It doesn't have to also,
So that's what that is.
it doesn't have to resort. It doesn't always have to resort to a serial killer, All right, even though there are serial
I was
killers,
leaning. I was like, it sounds like this person.
it doesn't always
It's
have.
a reason why this person don't talk because they crazy.
Look, it does. I mean, it doesn't have to always result to a certain person being a serial killer, but people who have just some very, very wicked and villainous intentions,
Mm-hmm.
like towards
Society,
them. Yeah, them people. Yeah, society, other people,
themselves.
people in society. So yeah, that's pretty much like antisocial
Okay,
personality disorder.
I'm learning something. I'm learning something.
A little bit, a little bit.
Okay,
Also schizophrenia comes in
yeah,
a variety of different types of schizophrenic
yeah,
tendencies. It isn't just the voices.
right.
You got schizophrenic people who, and man, I kind of stopped in my studies, man. I kind of stopped right before I got to schizophrenia. But people who are positive, and when I say positive, add like an add-on of different characteristics. So
Mm-hmm.
they might do other things that, like, do an additional amount of like behaviors that aren't that are a little bit abnormal in a
Right.
sense, or they might dial it back. They might just be just here, not really saying anything, not really doing anything. It's just cold,
Mm-hmm.
just kind of just sitting here looking at you. You could be trying to have a conversation. They just, okay, fine, yes, sure. Like, there's nothing. They're giving you nothing back.
Wow. So is that like a person? They could be like that one moment, and then they could switch. Like they could switch it up, or does that go back to the?
like I think that's called like man. If somebody might correct me, I wish I had my notes. It's something along the lines of like schizotypo or
Okay.
something like that. But no, if a person is like, if they have that type of, if they're like schizotype or whatever like that, I
Mm.
might be using the wrong one, but yeah, they're no, they're completely like just like, no, I'm not here with you right now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm somewhere else.
Wow.
At least that's what they'll be expressing to you. Just you looking from the outside looking in, you just like, man, they're not doing anything, they're not saying anything. Their movements isn't really,
It's just dead inside.
yeah, they just look pretty much dead. Like, it's weird.
That's schizophrenia.
It's a type of
That's
schizophrenia,
a type of
a type
schizophrenia.
of schizophrenic behavior. Yeah.
Wow. That's very. That's scary.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I like came across too many people like that. Too many people.
Mm-hmm.
But if I did,
I
you
mean,
know,
you wouldn't know what to do though. You wouldn't know what to
I
do.
would have just cut the fucking conversation short. Like this motherfucker obviously is not into it. Yeah, I'm out. Type shit.
He said, "I'm out.
I'm out.
I'm done."
Like, yo, leave this motherfucker alone. Type shit. Like, nah, I ain't nah.
Uh-huh.
I haven't encountered. I haven't came across too many people like that. So
Right. Um.
yeah. So
And so, all right. So two things. So, first thing, I know we've been talking about a lot of like adults and things of that nature, but like children as
hmm
well. This might hit you. Badass kids,
oh
right?
shit.
Somebody with a bad kid, right?
Some babies type shit.
I mean, just a lack of regard for all authority,
Yeah.
right? And all things that belong to other people, all things civilized.
Okay.
They could have oppositional defiant disorder or conduct disorder, right?
Or
Which,
this sort of needing an ass whooping.
listen, right now, like, that's again, that's where
They
like
need
the,
their ass whipped. That's what it sounds like.
listen, that's where the line that's where the line is blurred. Again, that's where the line is blurred, and that's up to the individual to determine that. But no, but seriously though, like, if you did research on conduct disorder or ODD, you would look and just be like, damn, like, these kids is bad. Like, okay, The Good Son with
Okay.
Macaulay Culkin,
Yeah.
that's a good movie that exemplifies conduct disorder.
Well, yeah, that little motherfucker was just.
That's a
that's
good movie that I look at and go, that showed conduct disorder in a very accurate way.
yeah,
So, but and
yeah.
I'm
That
sure,
little motherfucker was crazy.
yeah. If you haven't seen The Good Son,
That
yeah,
nigga tried to kill his whole fucking family.
bro, no regard for him. And and kids with conduct disorder usually grow up to have antisocial personality disorder,
Wow.
just because of that lack of just humanity,
Mm.
just because of lack of it. Yeah.
No, yeah. Oh, that's a perfect example. Good
Mm-hmm.
Son, check that out. If that's a great example.
Yeah, he was bad.
Okay, yeah, because that's a different type of bad. That's like
Yeah.
that's yeah. You got badass kids. Okay, I
Mm-hmm.
see what you mean now. I see
Mm-hmm.
what you just did there. I see what you did there. Okay,
Yes.
I'm glad you brought up that example because I was a little on the okay. So I was into that no, but that no ass whooping ain't gonna do nothing for that kid.
Mm-mm.
That
Mm-mm.
that kid needs that kid needs
He
a
gonna try to kill you. What are you talking
yeah
about?
a ass whooping. You whoop his ass, you gonna wake up with you ain't gonna wake up. Your shit, you gonna
Yeah.
slit your fucking throat in your
Mm-hmm.
fucking sleep. So
Yeah. It's that crazy.
no, that's a different type of bad. Okay.
It's that crazy.
No, that was a great example. I
Yeah.
see what you mean now. I see what you mean now.
Yeah.
That's a great example.
Okay, and listen, I think we coming up. I know we coming up on time here a little bit. So okay, so another lasting thing I want to leave people with, just the different names of certain disorders.
hmm
So like multi personality disorder.
Yeah.
That's no longer a term. It's now dissociative identity disorder.
Dissociative identity.
Yeah, yeah, and
So
that's like the movie Split.
oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, with like multiple identities or
A
alters.
person that just pretty much they got,
Yeah, they
they're this way, then they're this way, then they're that way type shit.
um
Like they could be crazy, or they could think they're multiple people.
yeah, that's what it is, multiple identities.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can think you're
A person could think they Hitler one moment, and then they could think they Martin Luther King as another.
whatever the identity is, man.
Bro, that's not funny. I'm not laughing at those people. Don't chill. Like, damn,
Yeah,
man.
whatever the identity is,
We
man.
are truly blessed. We don't have this shit.
Oh, that's brought on by like extreme trauma and stress. Like under extreme stress, you don't like that's a whole different topic. Like the stress will do some things to your body that you would never imagine. Like stress can do a lot, and so yeah,
Now, is that something you could be born with? Can you be born? Which one of any of these you could be born with?
absolutely, absolutely. Like some, yes, you could be what they call is predisposed
Okay.
to. Yeah, you can be genetically disposed to having
So this could
anxiety.
come from like your parents maybe dealing with something,
Mm-hmm.
or your grandparent, and
Mm-hmm.
it could come down the line.
Mm-hmm. It can be genetic.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
100% genetic. Yeah, not all of them, but yeah,
Depression. What about depression?
depression is can be genetic.
Wow.
They can have the perfect like suitable upbringing, but they just predisposed to it. They can't help it. That's how their brain is wired.
Whew. Get yourself right, man. You don't want to give it to your kids.
Yeah.
And like I said, I mean, it's not something you can just cure, but
Nah, you can take some measurable steps, but like, yeah, you're gonna have to receive treatment
so
for it
what
though.
the fuck? Like, what do you do about it? How do you?
Just receive treatment, man. It's a hard life.
Oh fuck!
Yeah, it's not like it's one of those things in life that's just not fair. It's a hard life for people like that. Like for people that really have it, it's tough.
Damn.
It's really tough. Yep, it is. Two more. I know two more disorders.
Mm-hmm.
The names. So
That's
hypochondriac.
crazy, man. That's
Hyp-
crazy.
hypochondriac. That's no longer a term. I don't know if you heard that, but it's called anxiety illness or illness anxiety disorder.
Okay.
Just a person that's always worried about being sick, in a
Okay.
sense. And then
Think I heard that one.
a disorder that's kind of in the news with Munchausen syndrome by proxy.
Okay.
You know, people heard of that. They heard of Gypsy Rose, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to get into that.
Yeah.
her whole story. But
Mm-hmm.
that's now called factitious disorder imposed on self or another, right? So you can so like what
Mm-hmm.
her thing was, she was suffering from factitious disorder imposed on another. So her mom was making her sick.
Mm-hmm.
If it was uh factitious disorder imposed on self, then like her mother would make herself sick.
Wow.
So the harm that you do to somebody else or the harm that you do to you.
Yeah.
So those are the ones off the top of my head that
Do
I
these
know.
type of so these type of people gotta they not allowed to like they gotta live in like what certain type of homes
Like who
like people with you know
oh, there's like any type of
yeah
disorder.
these that's added to an extreme level.
Nah, I don't think. I mean, no, I wouldn't say they would have to. You know, they would have to live in like
What
them
if one
type
of
of
these people
houses.
just decide to stop taking their medicine, yo?
Then just their symptoms will come back. Like if you were suffering from schizophrenia, like hallucinate schizophrenia, right? Like hearing voices or whatever and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. I see
There's
dead
medication.
people.
There's medication that can help that, but the second, like, literally, like the second you stop taking it, not like the second, but like very soon after you stop taking it, you're just gonna
So
start. You're just gonna go back.
the kid on the Sixth Sense,
Okay.
is that anything?
But he had like powers though, didn't he?
Oh wait, yeah, okay.
Because he was
Actually,
seeing that. He was like seeing,
he was saying like
but
yeah.
that was due to like some like powers, I think though.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So nah.
Damn,
Um.
that's crazy.
Nah, man. So yeah, listen, man.
Whew.
It's a deep.
Yeah, people that really got it, man. Oh man, we are blessed, B. We are blessed.
Yeah. I mean, listen, right? Look, I don't want obviously, you know, this is no fear over here,
Right.
but at the same time, we want to acknowledge those that do have it, and just at least want to tell them that you're no different from us, from anybody
Mm-hmm.
else, right?
Something you really can't help.
Yeah, sometimes you
Like
just
this
can't
shit could
help
be
it.
passed down.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know most of this shit. Like this shit could be passed down. I thought,
So look, there's ways to look at it, right? So like it's a person's like psychodynamic, what happened to them in their past, right? Their
yeah.
unconscious and everything, and all that trauma that happened to them previously. Then you have the biological, which is what we talk about, being it being genetic, and you're
Mm-hmm.
just being born with it. Um, then you have like social cultural, which is current events, things that will happen like right now, like losing your job,
Yeah.
getting evicted, or a death in the family,
Yeah.
right? Then you have
Those
behavioral.
are understanding things.
Yeah. Then you have behavioral, and you have humanistic, and you have cognitive. But cognitive and behavioral, and those are like mashed up because you have cognitive behavioral therapy. But
Mm-hmm.
those are the six different ways you can look at like the causes.
Right.
Like if a
Right.
person says they have separation anxiety,
Mm.
okay, I'm gonna look at these six things. Did I say humanistic? I think I did. But I'm gonna look at these six models and determine, okay, this is the cause of your anxiety, of your
Yeah.
separation anxiety,
Right. 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 Right.
that type of stuff. So,
Wow.
man, so look, man, I know that was a lot, man. This shit go deep.
Yeah.
This shit is the ocean. This shit is the ocean, man. And look, man, I hope it just spurs people to not just watch the news and get all the information from the news or from TikTok. Not saying there's credible people on there that speaking facts, but it's a lot of bullshit on the internet. We know that. Like,
100%.
or perpetuated through the media. So actually pick up a book or something, or go on clinical websites and do your research. If you
Mm-hmm.
suspect anybody may have some, or if you may have something,
Mm-hmm.
shoot, or talk to somebody, man. Take that stress up off you. Stress can contribute to a lot of
Or
that, bro.
some a lot of people could just hit the fucking gym. Gym is a good stress reliever.
Absolutely.
It can fucking it can give you a lot of relief.
Absolutely. The gym is
You know,
an incredible place to.
to start.
It's so many benefits to exercise. You have no
Yeah,
idea.
you ain't even gotta go there. You could just go
Like,
it'll
man,
take your mind off a lot of shit. If you
yeah.
going hard, going good, going
Oh, so many health benefits. So many. So many sleep as well. Get some good sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta get some good sleep. Like, man, if you don't get good sleep, man, you're gonna be stressed out. You're not gonna be thinking straight. So yeah, man, so it's a lot. Fortunately, we don't have the time to go through all of it. I wish we did. I wish we did.
We can do another one.
So
We can do another one.
man, so yeah, bro, it sounds like you learned a lot today.
Oh yeah, I learned some. I learned a lot. I learned a
Hmm.
lot. That was good. That was good.
Yeah, extremely insightful. Extremely insightful.
So